The past that you believe is currently holding you back is nothing but a memory. It's an image that lives in your mind and in your mind alone. The past is not a painting in a museum. It is not a portrait that we can gaze at and identify each brushstroke and contour. It is a semblance of emotion. It is a series of recollections, most of which become increasingly more distorted over time. Do you ever wonder why the things that seem to drum up your heartbeat and sink your stomach until you're caving in on yourself are often one-dimensional ideas of what might have happened or how someone may have seen it? Out of your entire life, why is it that this one experience carries so much weight over all of the others, all of the goodness, all of the joy, all of the progress? Could you consider that no thing is just one thing? Everything exists in layers. And maybe the problem is that you're only looking at one. Why is it that you've distilled a memory down to its most haunting form? Is this the full truth of your story? Or are there more dimensions that you have not yet explored? I want you to feel into your body. Feel the tension and constriction in your bones. Feel the weight of what you have been carrying for all of these years. I mean literally, I mean physically. Feel your feet and your legs and your hips and your neck. Feel the contractions, how your cells are constructing your body as the first line of defense in a battle that is long, long over. And as you feel this more and more deeply, I want you to tell yourself something over and over again. The past is gone. All that exists is this moment. Feel the heaviness in your feet and how they are blocking you from stepping forward, and tell yourself, the past is gone. All that exists is this moment. Feel your legs and your hips and the pain that you've been holding in them, and tell yourself, the past is gone and all that exists is this moment. Feel the way your chest has moved in on itself, trying to shield your heart, and tell yourself, the past is gone, all that exists is this moment. Feel how tense your shoulders are and the stress that you carry in them all of the time, and tell yourself, the past is gone, all that exists is this moment. What happened was real, and it is now also over. The past is gone, and when we try to resurrect pieces of it without its full context, we torture ourselves for no reason. There is no wisdom to be gained this way. There is no lesson to be learned. There is nothing that is added to our current lives nor our future lives. There is only time that is taken away. The past is gone. And when we try to let our most impulsive thoughts tell us what it was or what it meant, we rob ourselves of the experience that was our own life. Because everything, every step, every chance, every person, every encounter, and even everything you think you did wrong was building the person that you will one day become. And before you start thinking that good people can only be a collection of positive experiences, please remember that often you must first realize what is wrong before you will know what is right. You must know what love isn't to know what love is. And you must be who you aren't to discover who you are. So instead of belittling the version of you that was holding themselves up in whatever way they knew how, why don't you thank them? Because the vision of your future rests in their minds. The weight of your life rests on their shoulders. You are only here today because of what they did and how they did it. Could you imagine if they knew, after all of that their future selves would look back on them and sum them up by the smallest details that they couldn't even control? You owe yourself more than this. You owe your life more than this. time to let go of the past, though of course it's already gone. There's nothing that you have to release other than your idea that these old experiences are still with you now, because they aren't. There is nothing you have to release other than the fact that your life is not just one thing. When we carry the past into the present, it's because the experience feels unfinished. But what we often don't realize is that the only way to complete it is to take everything we wish we could have had and known, and to have it and know it right now. And so maybe there is something you need to change in your life today. And when you open your eyes, when you go back home, when you start going through the motions of your very familiar routine, maybe look around you. Look around you and see what relics, what artifacts of the past you've been using to build your current life. Pack them up. Donate them to the next soul who will find their use. Don't come home every single day to a museum of the mistakes you made and the people you were and all that could have been. You owe yourself a fresh start. Don't open your phone every day to a collection of images and people who represent everything that you wish you were and nothing of what you are. You owe yourself more than that. And when you wake up tomorrow morning and your impulse is just to start your day with everything that's usual and familiar, I dare you to change just one line of your story. Because this is the only way that we close a chapter and start a new one. Because you are often not a novel, you are a collection of essays, a collection of stories, a collection of the people that you have become and unbecome and will become then. Stop trying to trace what and who you were, anchored in the past, with cords and connections to the future. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to understand every last thing about why you were where you were or what happened to know that the past is real and it is also over. And if something didn't turn out the way that you dreamed it would, the most important thing you can do for yourself right now is to give yourself every opportunity to make right now turn out the way that you dream it might. The way we reconcile the past is by reconciling the people we are today. The most damaging way to live is not to stay so small that the world is not given the opportunity to hurt us on occasion, but that we hurt ourselves every day, insisting that we might not be able to start living because something behind us didn't go as we had planned. And believe me, everybody has a story of what didn't go as planned. But courage is to show up and live anyway. Change is to show up and live anyway. Truth is to show up and live anyway. And the memories, they'll keep coming up for a while. They don't leave because we tell them to. They slowly fade as we fill our minds with new things, new experiences, new people. They fade as our lives become reconstructed with what's more captivating, more compelling, and much more worth our attention. So when you look around at your life, it should reflect the person you hope to be, not the person you regret that you were. And if you think that you're going to spend one more hour, one more day, one more week, month, or year just sitting and wishing you could let go, then you have not yet learned the most important lesson of all, which is that we do not let go from standing in the ruins, but by building our new cities.